Yo, yo, what is up? All right, bear with me, bear with me. I got to do the fun thing that is not my fun thing, which is I got to do the whole streaming thing. So we get to work with technology this moment. Hold on one second. All right, all right. Hey, if you are here, let's just do this. I'm gonna open it up for y'all. The chat can get live. Everyone can be talking. Say what's up. I want to know where you're from. And actually, you know what? Just because we're gonna be talking about raising money, finding money, structuring money, I'm even gonna show you a deal I just did this last week. Not only do I want to know where you're from, I want to know if you've ever raised money. Let me know. Never raised money. If I've raised money, how much you've raised, and then I'm gonna be working on this streaming scenario that is oh so fun. Streaming key, streaming key, boom. And then I got to go over to URL, boom. And then I got to go over to, ay, ay, ay. Bear with me, working on, I think this should be the last play. And then I go back in here. Maybe not there, maybe here, maybe here. Let's see. Oh, yes. Here we go. Here we go. I think I'm streaming. I may be streaming. I may not be. Uh, Nice. I think I did it, everybody. I think we're up and running. All right. So, what I asked all of you who are with us today is if you have or have not yet raised any private money, one way or another, whether you used a line of credit, whether you used it from people, etc. And so, got people from California. I got Nito, Greg, Eunice. Canada's in the house. Ursula, PA, Jana Cook from Hawaii. What's up? Michael Tully. Uh, you have raised money. I like it. Alan Wallace, you are? Nope. Uh, Terrence, Florida, Texas, baby. Alan Wallace, I got it. Still afraid to borrow other people's money. So tonight is all about that, everybody. So if you are here able to engage, I want you to ask me questions. If you are being streamed to What Is Up, would love to know if you have ever raised private money. If you say yes, throw it in the comments. If you say no, throw it in the comments. All is good. Just want to know. Make sure you're liking this. Make sure people are aware that this is streaming. So I am going to go in and we are going to just jump in. Not certain why there's two of me, but there is. And we are gonna go share my screen. So what I want to do is actually get over to this. All right, all right. So we are going to be talking all about how to build your rental portfolio, how to buy more flips with none of your own money. Now, by a show of comments, who here would actually like to build a 5 million, 10 million, $100 million rental portfolio with none of your own none of your own money? My hope is everyone here is here for that reason. My hope is you are all here because you want to build a rental portfolio, do some more fix and flips, break in or build a real estate business in a way that you can realize that you don't have to have your own money to do it, right? And so this is what we're going to be talking about. Now, just a little bit about me because I know not everyone knows who I am. So I want to give a little background here. I am the founder of the Science of Flipping. There are two Science of Flippings. One is the podcast. I founded that podcast back in 2013. It is now the second ranked Apple podcast on all of Apple. If you're not yet listening to those podcasts, make sure you go over to Apple and start listening to the Science of Flipping. I have incredible guests. The guests are there to teach you all of the ins and outs about being a successful real estate investor. The other part here is I've bought over $10 million in assets. I'm actually going to show you an apartment that I'm adding to my portfolio at the end of this month here towards the end of this training. So make sure you stay on for the whole training because I'm going to show you a raise I did real time this week for an apartment that we are funding at the end of this month. That's going to add to my assets. I'm very heavy in the transactional business. That is fix and flipping. That is wholesaling. I firmly believe you guys should be doing both. Okay. Now, again, in the comments, by a show of hands, who would like to be wholesaling, fix and flipping, and buying rentals? I would like in the comments to know that I'm talking to the right people. If you're streaming this on Facebook, I want to know that from you guys. Excuse me. I don't know why that just popped out of that. So I want to know that you guys are interested in doing what I call being dynamic. That, this whole only be a wholesaler, it's just dead to me. Like, I just don't understand why someone wants to just be a hammer. Most people start by wholesaling because they think they need the money to get going. You don't, right? You don't need money to do fix and flips. You don't need your own money to do buy and holds. Every dollar that I've used for my $10 million in assets, and counting, by the way, none of it is mine. You'll just see a couple properties I will show, but I have a $4 million storage facility. I have two apartment complexes. I am a part owner in a very large apartment complex in Houston, Texas. I own two in Birmingham, Alabama. I have 20-something single-family homes. But I say all that to say I've never had to use my own money to accumulate this portfolio. And I will always have the same structure because it's a win-win. When you get done with tonight, when you see the end result of how to structure, why to structure, what's in it for them, you will very quickly realize you too can A, do this, but B, why people, why people do it with none of their own money is because it's very doable, right? And so I do want you guys to be wholesaling, fixing, flipping, and buying rentals if you want that type of business. Now, ultimately, you can pick and choose what you want, right? So I have several of my Science of Flipping coaching programs. So I have a coaching program and community, I'd rather say, that I have also aptly named the Science of Flipping. I have taught since 2013 when this podcast came out. I've taught thousands and thousands of people how to be successful in real estate investing, whether it be wholesaling, fixing, flipping, buying rentals, raising private money. That is my passion. My passion project is giving back to you, understanding that this is something that can change your life. And so I love what I do, right? A lot of people, I'll tell you this, a lot of people say, Justin, if you're such a real estate investor and so successful, why do you do it? Well, let me tell you, real estate is really cool. I really enjoy it. It is fun. It has its challenges, there's no doubt, but it is not fulfilling. What this is, me talking to you guys, communicating with Penny and Jonas and Greg about where you're at and what you're doing and trying to get you to the next level, that is fulfilling. Because a lot of my members of the Science of Flipping community, they start to actually do it, right? The thing I talk about. And whether it be wholesale their first deal, fix and flip their first deal, raise their first private money, buy their first rental, it's happening right now in my community. And that fulfills me. So I built my real estate business to run. I have a general manager and he runs the entire business. And then it allows me to come out and do this and pour into you guys. Who would love to have that opportunity? Who would love to have multiple businesses that you can do well, make active income, but then pour into other people? Because that's really what it's all about, in my opinion, is pouring in to other people. Now, who should be watching this? Frankly, anyone who wants to buy real estate, ever. If you watch one of those real estate shows, you should be watching this. If you are curious about real estate, you should be watching this. If you bought your own home, you should watch this. And everyone should be learning and everyone should be watching this. Now, just so I don't confuse some people, I want to maybe like slow down a little bit. If I use the term RPM, I'm talking about raising private money, OPM, other people's money, lines of credit, such as credit card lines of credit, HELOCs, bank lines of credit. I just want people to understand a little terminology so I don't blow by people in case you're not familiar with some terms, right? And so I wanted to throw that in here because OPM is everything, literally is everything. If you understand how to do this, you can do as big of a portfolio or as many flips as you possibly want. You never would have to wholesale if you didn't want to wholesale. And it just turns into just such a wealth accumulation. My whole goal with the science flipping community, everybody, is I want to help build dynamic real estate investors. And what I mean by that is I want to build people who are doing it all. I don't want one trick ponies. Again, I want people to, if the deal fits, wholesale it. If the deal fits to fix and flip, you should be doing that. And if the deal fits to buy and hold, you should be doing that. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I want to give some of my Facebook members some love. I know we got a lot of people watching on Facebook as well. If you're understanding this, if you're vibing with this, throw a comment below. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're, paying attentive. Peter, Michelle, love all this. This is great. So make sure I know you're here, and I'm going to make sure I can answer all your questions. Patty, Elizabeth, it's not Elizabeth, is it? Uh, Elizabeth, I think is how you say it. So anyways, what is up, my Facebook family? I'm going to jump back over. All right. So let's go back here. All right. Now, if you are, who should be using OPM or raising private money? That is another question. Who should really do this? The answer is everybody. Everyone interested in real estate should be doing this. And it's just not taught the way that I believe you should teach it, right? So I wanted to show you a couple deals really quick that I just funded using none of my own money from private money lenders. This is a flip we will be doing in San Antonio, Texas. As I told you, I believe in all three models. This one we are going to be fix and flipping, and we estimate a nice somewhere between $50,000 to $60,000 in net profit when we are done. None of my own money, and structured it with 20% down and 25% of the rehab. And I'll get to some of those terms here in a second. Here is an apartment that I funded with none of my own money. Funded the property and is doing in the middle of renovations, doing all the renovations with none of my own money. After we refi out, take all the money out of the private lender, I'm going to be able to have $3,200 a month coming in net after all expenses, mortgage, interest, insurance, and anything put away for CapEx. And I'm going to have roughly $700,000 to $800,000 in equity on this apartment, all of which I'm doing with none of my own money. I just bought this at the beginning of the year in January. Here's the storage facility I told you about. Bought it at 2.4, threw in some value adds, put in about 100 grand, none of which is my own money. And I am renting it right now. Very profitable, running roughly around 10 grand a month net after all said and done. And we increased value by about $2 million. Again, none of my own money. Now, why? I want to kind of skip into maybe one of the last slides here, and then I'll go back. I want you guys to read this thoroughly, okay? In my opinion, it is the best business model to be in real estate. It doesn't mean every deal turns into a BRRRR, but a BRRRR method means you buy it, rehab it, rent it, and refinance. I try to buy every single property, including my apartments and including the storage facility, in the BRRRR model, where I can buy it, rehab it, rent it, and refinance. I try to buy 60% or lower of ARV or lower, okay? Sometimes I get some really good discounts. The point I'm bringing here, okay, this is where you might want to take some notes. The point I'm bringing here is on those, even if you use hard money, okay? And I know I'm going through a lot, so forgive me if this is overwhelming, but there's hard money lenders out there that lend 10, 12, 13, 14%. Even if you use hard money, they want 20% down. But they will finance my rehab. So the construction cost, again, if you go back to this, $620,000. Okay. I only really need to go get 25% of that. If you're looking at the slide, I only really need to go get 25% of that 620 because my hard money lender will continue to reimburse me as they see progress on the property. So I need to go get 20% down and 25% of rehab. So let's do the quick numbers for the apartment. So I bought it for 625,000. Well, what's 20% of 625? Bear with me, 625. It's a little late in the evening for me to be doing this math. Times 20%. So I'd need to bring $125,000 to close the deal. Now you're going to have closing costs and extra fees and title and escrow. So it's not exact 125, but thereabouts. Then I'm going to have a $620,000 renovation. Let's just up that and say we're going to go over budget because we always go over budget. But let's say we go to 650. So what is 25% of 650? I'm going to need $162,000 for the rehab budget, right? So between both of those, I have, 350 grand, let's say I have to raise. I have to go raise 350 grand for a property that really I'm going to be done in all into for 1.2 million. Are you guys following me here? I want to take some questions, but like this, if you know what you're doing, this is the power of it, right? I use hard money to fund 80% of it, so I need 20% down. I find a hard money lender who will reimburse me my construction as I am going, and I am able to basically take 25% payments, and then they will reimburse me every single time that I make progress and that they are going to work with me. I want to hear you guys. Let me know you understand this. Throw it in the chat. I'm going to go see with my Facebook family. Throw it in the chat real quick. Facebook, is this making sense to you guys? You guys understanding this? Rick Merritt's here. Gary Coit, what's up? Morgan, what is happening? All right, let me know if this is making sense to you guys. Facebook, for all my Zoom fam, making sense to me. Greg, I like to have it. Engage with me, and I'm going to help you guys even more. Stay engaged. Got it, Michael. Okay, cool. So let's go back here. All right, so now that you understand the business model, the next question you want to say is, well, where do you find it, Justin? Okay, I get it. Where do you find it? Well, there's a three-prong approach that you really should be taking. I'd encourage you guys to write this down. You have the inner circle, outer circle, and social circle. Now, the inner circle is probably what you think. Your close friends, your family, the people that come to your house for Christmas dinner, Christmas morning, that is your inner circle, right? You have your outer circle. Your outer circle is kind of more like the friends that you would go grab a cocktail after work at, maybe the friends at the gym that you bro out with and lift with. But really, at the end of the day, you're probably not inviting them to your Christmas dinner. Make sense? So they are there. They are pretty close to you. You empathize with one another at work, or empathize with one another about your diet or working out or whatever these things are, right? But it kind of ends there, right? Maybe I'm putting my 3-year-old in a school and I'm making friends with the parents. We just had a great birthday party this last Saturday, right? I'm making some friends with the parents. We exchange phone numbers. I see them in the morning when we drop the kids off. That would be like an outer circle. What's up, man? How's everything going? How's this week? That's an outer circle. You're seeing them, but like, I'm not going to call them, invite them to my birthday party, right? Make sense? Now, your social circle is very, very straightforward, I guess is like your social circle is that. I usually will just say it's your social media circle. Now, some of you are going to sit here and say, I don't use social media. I get it. I'll tell you, it's a massive, massive mistake. I want to quickly share a story about my dad. He is in sales. He's an awful salesperson. I have a friend that does what he does. My dad does life insurance policies. I have two friends that do what they do, what my dad does, that make a ton of money and help a lot of people. And my dad has to call me to borrow money from time to time. And so I say, Dad, my friends are doing exactly what you're doing, but they're leveraging social media, and you're not. So, Dad, I really want to encourage you here to leverage social media to build your business. And I'm going to go a little bit on a soapbox for all of you right now, because I don't know where I stand, if anyone's like fully against social media or all into social media. I could have some social media influencers on here for all I know. My point to it is, you need to start understanding social media is best utilized for branding, understanding what you do, who you are, and what you're looking for. And so, I just invested into a company to help me with LinkedIn. I made a rather large investment to do that because I realized there's such a platform that I'm not using this moment. Obviously, most of you guys probably know who I am through Facebook or Instagram. Um, but the key to all social media, all of it, is a three-part, a three steps. There's three steps, for lack of a better way of saying it right now. Write these down. People need to know who you are. They need to know what you do, and then they need to know what you are looking for. This is going to be really a big crux, a really big point, a lever for you to understand how you can go out and raise as much money as you ever want for the rest of your life. Let me use Grant Cardone. Most of you should know who he is. If you don't, you've been living under a rock and you definitely are not into social media. All good. But this guy just bought a $150 million apartment here in Florida for all cash. It is the largest cash purchase in the state of Florida ever. Ever. And that is important to highlight because he understood the power of social media way before everyone understood, and has leveraged that into building a brand and recognition. And then on Saturdays, he goes live just like this and says, I'm going to teach you guys for a couple hours, but then I'm going to show you a couple deals that we're doing. If you want to do those deals with us, hit us up in the comments below and we'll have a conversation about how you can be involved in those deals. And he went out and raised $150 million from individuals just like you guys so he could go buy this apartment cash. He doesn't need the banks. And that's where I want to get all of you guys. I want you guys to understand the power of the cash. You don't necessarily need banks. If you buy the property right and you raise the capital and the debt isn't too expensive, you won't need banks. But let's go back to social media. Who are you? What do you do? What are you looking for? Now, how does this pertain to you in the sense of, well, Justin, I might be a newbie. Are there any newbies on here? Like, I haven't gotten my first deal. I've never done my first flip. I've never bought my first rental. I'm trying to figure this out. Is there anyone on here on Zoom and Facebook? Newbie. Like, I'm just learning. I'm trying to figure it out. I want to break in. I love it. I'm interested. Jana. Okay. Jana's the only newbie. Fair enough. James. Okay. By the way, there's no judgment. Everyone's a newbie at some point. I was a newbie 17 years ago. So who cares? Right? I mean, it is what it is. Ray, newbie. Okay. So I'm sure there's a handful of newbies on Facebook. If you're a newbie on Facebook, let us know you're a newbie. Would love to know who I'm talking to. I can help guide what I'm training and how I'm doing it. Felicia, newbie. Penny, new, not new, but no deals yet. I love it. Okay, got it. So I say that because the newbies point to me a lot of times will be, yeah, but Justin, I'm not doing anything yet. Like, I'm not buying any deals. I'm not raising any money. I'm not wholesaling anything yet. I don't have anything, like, I can't present what I'm doing. That is not the right thinking. You're not thinking about it right, right? If you even are looking at a wholesaler's deal, if you are having a conversation with a buyer, if you are calling an agent, I'm just using 3 examples, and you're using this, right? You could screenshot a text message back and forth with you and a buyer. You could screenshot the 45-minute phone call you had with a seller or an agent. You could walk another wholesaler's property, or maybe if you're looking at a wholesaler's property right there on your screen because you're trying to figure out if you have a buyer for it, you're going to do some cold wholesaling, and you take a picture of the property and you can post these things with your comment. Taking a look at another wholesaler's dumpster fire property. Oh my God, is this thing overpriced? Whatever, right? Screenshot of a 45-minute conversation with a seller or an agent. Had a great call today with a seller, super motivated to sell. Hopefully, this is my newest project. You're making statements, not questions. What was the other one I just said? Text message thread with a buyer, right? Hey, I have a deal for you. Hey, how much is it? Whatever the things, right? You take a screenshot. Another incredible buyer, ready to pull the trigger, all cash, move fast. I love what I do. Statement. That, my friends, that is showing people what you do. You're not asking, you're showing. Now, I would love to know who is full-time here. On the chat, let me know who is full-time. Doing this full-time. Because if you're doing this full-time, you may be walking properties. You may or may not be. I run a completely virtual business. My entire business is virtual. None of my executive team, none of my players, my acquisitions team, my managers, none of us walk properties. Our contractors will, but none of us do. Terrence, full-time, got it. So I say that because if, let's just say, for shits and giggles, you on a Saturday go walk some properties, because most of you guys seem to be part-time, which is great. Film yourself walking this property, right? Film it. And just say, walking another wholesaler's property or walking this potential flip I might be buying. Let people know what you do. If you don't do this, I just did an incredible training with my boy Anthony, who talks all about branding your personal brand. You do not need to go be famous, but people do need to know what you do in business if you want to do something more. I'm going to ask this question. I will literally wait for every single person to reply to me. Are you at where you want to be in business or with your income? Are you making as much money as you want to be making with income? I will wait for every single person to reply. Keep going. I'll keep waiting. Okay. So everyone is saying no. Everybody, right? And I teach financial freedom through real estate. This is what I teach you guys in the science of flipping. I know everyone's answer was going to be no. It was a loaded question. You guys probably understood that. But you can't not be where you want to be and then not take the advice I'm giving you on how to use social media at least. Because you're not where you want to be, so you're going to have to start doing things you don't want to be doing. Do you hear me on that? If you don't have the results you want financially, then you need to do things you're not currently doing to get different results financially. You are all here for that exact reason. But I'm going to use this one point to lean into that, because raising money is a lot easier than people think. You've all heard, Penny, get uncomfortable, get damn uncomfortable. You need to be uncomfortable enough until uncomfortable is you're comfortable. And Penny has heard this from me before, but I have 5 laws of success. Okay. 5 laws of success. Goes like this. Write them down. Decide who you want to be and who you need to be to get it. Decide what you want and who you need to be to get it, is really how I want to say it. Decide what you want and who you need to be to get it. So if you want to make $1 million, then you need to become the person that it takes to get the $1 million. Make sense? Number two, commit to it. Commit to being that person. Commit to the thing you want. Now, the thing you want can change over time. That's okay, right? The things I wanted at 25 years old, hell, the things I wanted at 30 years old aren't the same things I want at 43, right? So it can change. But I'm committed to pushing that goalpost, pushing what I want bigger and more, not less. Because in my opinion, my full belief is because we only have one ride on this planet, one, and the only thing I know for sure is no one left here alive. Um, I want to make the most of it. I want all the experiences. I want all the money. I want all the impact. I want all of it, right? And so I'm committed to being bigger and better and moving forward. Who here genuinely thinks they are committed to being better, going for more? Honestly, I'm committed to it. I'm in, Justin. I'm committed to making more money. I'm committed to raising capital. I'm committed to real estate. I'm committed. Michael Tolley is. Blaine is. Geomar is. Greg is. Jana Cook is. Terrence is. Now, for all of you who are committed, it's because you understand what is the option: to play small, to play mediocre, to play paycheck to paycheck, to barely being able to put food on the plate, to not being able to take your family out for dinner. I had my mother-in-law here tonight. Takeout food was $150. Like, okay, I don't care. But for some, that might be like, oh, we can't do that. Well, then what are you doing? Why are you playing life that way? I look at it as a game. We got one, right? Let's go make it happen. So if you're committed, great. Now, the third thing you need to do in the pillars of success, in the laws of success, is you need to take massive action. I would love to know who here is an action taker. Let me see it in the comments. Who here genuinely believes? Don't just say it because I'm going to reply to them. No, are you an action taker? And if you're not, say that. Because if you aren't an action taker, then you must be okay with the results you're currently getting. You have to be. So moving forward, if you are not an action taker, do not complain about your life. Do not complain about having no money. Do not complain about not being able to take vacation. Do not complain because you're unwilling to take the actions needed to get the result you want. Are you guys following me? I'm taking this concept of social media and leaning into the real thing that stops you guys from raising money. All of you guys think it's what to say. I don't know where to find it. No, 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 no. It's because you don't want to be committed to making more money, to buying more real estate, and take the action necessary to go do that commitment. That is why you think it's hard. Okay? You feeling me on this? Who's resonating with this right now? Or am I all just getting fired up just for nothing? Is this resonating with you guys? Now, the number 4 law of success is going to be being uncomfortable. Someone said that earlier. I think it was probably Penny because Penny has seen this before, right? Or she's seen me before. So, Michael Tolley says is resonating. Penny says is resonating. Absolutely. So the 4th is being uncomfortable. This is it. This is the crux of raising private money right here. This is it. Take note, highlight it, stop it, record it, do everything. You are going to be uncomfortable for the first 20 handfuls. I don't know how many times it's going to be. But your ability to do the thing, take the action because you are committed, because you want more money, rental properties, a freer life, you want to quit your job and you're going to become this person, then you go all the way back to this being uncomfortable and you're going to say, who gives a shit? It's my life and I need to go win because I'm obligated. How many of you guys are parents? How many of you guys have kids? You are obligated to create an incredible life for them, but not just for them, for you. It's your life too. You're obligated to have an incredible life for yourself. You deserve it. So the 5th law of success is this. Remove your expectation on the result and when you're going to achieve the result. Remove your time expectation of the result. If you do that, then you're not saying, okay, I'm going to go raise 100 grand by the end of May. Because if you raise 10 grand by the end of May, then you're going to say, oh, damn it, I can't do this. This is too hard. Because you have a time result expectation that is just, there's no point in having it. Okay? There's no point in having that time result expectation. So remove that shit fast. For many of you, you guys are newbies. Don't worry about getting my first deal in 30 days. Knock that shit off. Get the deal as fast as you can get it. Period. Hard stop. Right? Don't worry about the time when you're going to get the result. Just do it as fast as possible. Because if you do put a time limit on it and you don't achieve it, you will quit. I've seen it too many times before. And then you're going to blame everybody and anything. Oh, the real estate economy. Oh, the interest rates. Oh, Justin, your coaching didn't. No, you quit. So it's time for you guys to get off your ass about what you're trying to achieve. What are you trying to do? So again, bring this back to social media. Why are you guys not showing what you do? Why? Here's what I'll tell you. Some of you aren't doing anything. Nothing. You're not. Okay, it's hard to show. So now you got to start doing the thing. Some of you might feel like you're in the imposter syndrome. I get it. I've had it. It's common. But I'm not telling you to lie and say, look at all these flips I'm buying. If you're not buying the flips, I'm going to show you an apartment I just raised cap, but I'm doing that. I don't have to feel like an imposter. I'm actually doing it. Right? Penny, you talk about criticism. Fuck them. Sorry, Penny. It's just how I feel. They don't care about you. If they're going to sit here and criticize you for becoming better, trying to make more money, creating a better life for you, then fuck them. Who are they? Right? I mean, let's be very real. I'm laying into this right now because I watch too many of you guys show up to these trainings that I give all the goods. I deliver for you guys, and yet you're getting nowhere. Many of you guys said you're action takers. Take action. How many of you have someone say they want to be in my coaching? How many of you guys are in my coaching? How many are part of my community? How many of you are actually taking the action to get what you want, which is what I'm already doing? I already do what you want. I already have what you want. Why aren't you actually taking action? You say you're an action taker, but then you get all like, I don't know, there's an investment. Meh. Well, then don't fucking complain about the fact that you have no money or you don't have any rentals or you don't know how to raise money. Then don't. I can teach you all of this stuff. Who here would love the top 3 ways to go find your next or first deal? Who would love for me to teach you that? Here's how to go find your next or first deal. I can teach you how to find the deals. I can teach you how to raise the money. I can teach you how to find, this is what I do. I'm buying 2 to 5 properties a week. I'm wholesaling another 5 to 15. So guys, criticism from who? Who could ever make you guys feel away? You're committed to a better life for you, for your kids. And if they're going to criticize for you, fuck them. Okay? Now, back to social media. Don't worry about the imposter. Don't worry about the criticism. Literally let them know what you're doing each and every day. Right? I'm looking at another wholesale property. Hey, super excited. I'm about to have a call with a potential private money lender. I mean, just literally statements. Let them know. Pictures are better than words in most times, right? Or maybe you can use those color blocks on Facebook or Instagram or wherever they are. But like, let them know what you do. Why? Why is this so important? Why did I just take this much time on this? Because many of you simply just don't know where to find it. And many of you aren't asking for it. Many come to me and Justin, I don't know how to raise it. Like I don't have family members that are rich and I don't, I don't have all that. I'm not rich. I just told you I have over $10 million of real estate and counting, and I don't use any of my own money. You don't need to be rich. Now you need to know a process. You do need to have a structure. You do need to understand what to do and have a plan, right? But, sitting here and saying, I don't have anyone that's rich or I don't know, then just again, well, if I'm going to tell you directly, then get in a part of my community. Be a part of my community. If I'm going to tell you guys directly, then let me get you there. I've done this for 17 years, right? Because it's not about that. It's about people that they only do business with people they know, like, and trust. I had a great call today. As an example, I had a great call today with a good friend of mine. He wants to be more in my space. He does something else, but he wants to be more in the real estate space. And he's like, man, I see all these posts about raising money. I have all these friends that are really, 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 really well off. There's doctors and lawyers and all. Like, I think they would love to be a part of this. Like, what can we do? I was like, listen, you bring those people to me. I'm going to bring you inside of a deal. You don't even need any of your own money. None of it. But if you bring your doctors, lawyers, whatever, all these people that he's like, man, I have friends that are super rich and they would love to be in real estate. They just don't have time. Like, what do we do? I said, let's get on a call. I need them to know who I am, what I do, and I need them to know what I'm looking for. And if they do that, I'm going to bring you in as my partner on those deals because you brought your people to me for lending. Who here thinks that's fucking awesome? I do, by the way, because I didn't even have to do anything. I just posted today on Instagram about how you don't need this. You don't need all this money. You don't need it to buy a rental, right? So get that out of your head, right? Get that out of your head. Now, because I posted that, he called me and we had this discussion. Oh my God, dude, blah, blah. I have these friends. So I said, great, I'll give you equity in these deals. Equity, right? If I'm going to keep it, he gets free equity in a rental property. If I'm going to flip it, he's going to get profit without putting any money up or dealing with the contractors who have made me bald already or dealing with, the city and but he's going to get a profit. He's going to get a paycheck if I flip it. I think that's pretty damn awesome. But you guys don't know that because you're not in my community, because you're not a part of my world yet. Not one person on this chat. I know there is one or two, I think. But like, what are you doing playing small? Get in my community. Let me help you. So let's do this because I've had a private here. Where is it? If you are in here, take the time right now. I'm messaging. I just messaged one of my best advisors. And I said, I'm going to have people come and talk to you about what it's like to be a part of my community. Click that link. It is free. You will leave better off than you started that call. He's been doing this a long time. He's one of my closest advisors. Stop playing small. That's the best thing I can do for you right now. I'm going to keep going, but stop fucking playing small. How many of you guys would love to be brought in on a deal of mine because you're a community member of mine, you're a friend of mine, and you have money because I have the deal and now I'm giving you equity? I mean, that structure is incredible. How did it happen? Because I understood by posting what I do every day, everyone knows I'm doing real estate. He says, man, I want to be more a part of your world. I don't have time. Book a call right now. How many guys would love to talk to one of my top advisors who's been around, who's been doing this, that understands? Geomar right there. I know you said, where can I find your community? Geomar right there. Book a call and my advisor will, his name, Blaine, will be there. Just book a call because if you guys are not willing to play big, if you're not If you don't resonate with anything I said, if you're like, oh, Justin, you're being so aggressive about playing big and going and winning and deciding what you want and committing to that and being better, if that's too aggressive for you, do not be a part of my community, because I only want people who are ready to change their life, not, oh, I don't know, the economy and interest rates. And you're not part of my world. We don't see eye to eye. You guys can get rich and wealthy right now. In fact, I'm buying more real estate right now than I have in the last 3 years because of it. Because people are so uninformed and so scared, I'm pushing in when they're running out. It's the whole Warren Buffett model, right? But if this is hitting, if you guys are resonating with, I want you to decide what you want and who you need to be, get it, and then commit to it. Commit to going and raising capital. Don't sit on the sidelines and say, oh, I don't know anyone rich. Michael just scheduled a call. Let's go, dude. At least I'm infecting one person tonight. That's all I try to do. One person at a time. Let me know when you guys book a call. Geomar is assuming going to book a call. Michael just booked a call. So understand that you guys have to be able to use social media to your benefit. Don't ever ask, where can I raise money? Like I said, inner circle, and I'll show my screen again. Inner circle, outer circle, social circle. Now, some people might be asking, why would someone be a private money lender versus just doing it? Like, why don't they just flip the home or buy the rental? Well, because a lot of people are financially smart and they know the banks always win. They understand what control is versus ownership. The banks control the home, but they don't have to deal with the tenants and the toilets. Make sense to you guys? They understand that, right? And then the returns that I offer, like I'll offer anywhere from 8% to 12%. Out of everyone on this call right now, where are you guys making 8 to 12%? I would love to know it. Everyone on this call, where are you guys making it? Right? So where else can you be protected by a real asset? You can go to the stock market and buy Facebook or Tesla, or go take some, moonshot on some unknown stock, but it all could just go away. There's no real asset there, right? It's all paper. A house, an apartment, storage facilities, real asset that people really need. Oh, just a small little fact that every 15 years, properties appreciate 100% in value every 15 years, or in some markets less. Talk about an ROI. So why would someone lend to you? Now, this is where you guys get stuck. Why would someone lend to me? I don't have a resume. I don't know. Well, I just went on my soapbox to tell you the importance of positioning, branding, PR. This image is of me on the mountaintop pulling someone up into my world because they know what I do. I'm bringing someone into my world, giving them a better return on their investment than they're currently doing, helping them financially, bringing them more close to me so I can help them win in life. And they're doing it because every day I'm standing right there saying, here's what I do, here's what I do, here's what I do. Who wants to do it with me? And I'm helping them climb the same mountain. Don't worry about your resume. For my community members, the people, they can lean on me. I can be your resume. I won't do that for all the strangers who don't want to make an investment, put their time in, get serious, be committed. Right? Now, one way for those that don't have a resume is you don't have to just have debt. Like, I think for me here, I'll give you a couple of examples of how I raise capital. I'll raise capital 8 to 12%, as I said. I'll also raise just equity, and then I'll also raise interest plus equity. Now, the last one, just equity, that would go probably more for a newbie. You don't have a resume. Going back here, you don't have a resume. You don't have the experience. So you got to pay someone a lot. Now, let's just say I have a flip that's going to make me 50 grand and I'm doing a 50-50 partnership. That's a really big, expensive money to split that 50 grand with a lender that if I would have raised, let's say 10%, I may have paid that person 6 grand. Now I'm going to pay him 25 grand. So it is the most expensive version that you can get. Now I know I got a lot of comments here. Hold on one second. Terrence, call scheduled for tomorrow. Blaine's changing people's lives. Geomar, called scheduled for tomorrow. Hell yeah. And then I know I'm just getting a ton of requests over here on Facebook. Hang tight. I appreciate that you guys are letting me know I'm hitting a chord with all of you. I know it doesn't seem that way, but it makes me happy. I'm changing people's lives, making impact. That's the point. So I need to go over here. For all my science of flipping peeps, that link to book a call is right there in the comments. Okay. So let's see. Now, here's the link, scienceflipping.com. I put it on a slide, schedule-call. Now, let me show you guys literally real time this week. No bullshit. This is a real case study. Stick on. I told you you're going to want to stick to the end here. 16-unit apartment in Birmingham. Look at how pretty this property is. So Monday, I realized we need to raise $1.1 million to fund this property, and it funds at the end of this month. Today is May 22nd as we're recording this. So if I can do this, I want to show you. This is my general manager, Anthony.
We keep getting asked, why are we buying this specific burned out pile of bricks in Birmingham, Alabama? The answer is it's the neighborhood. It is walking distance from the old Caraway Hospital, which is being torn down right now. It was a huge multi-acre 14-building complex, all going away to make room for the Birmingham Star, a 7,000-seat concert venue, entertainment district, but we're not just gambling on things to come. This neighborhood already has the convention center, luxury condos, high-end restaurants, football stadium for the UFL team that plays here. Top Golf is already here. This neighborhood is ready and we want it in.
All right. So just so I can see the comments, could you guys all hear that? Let me know in the comments. Could you just hear that recording from my general manager? Okay, cool. That is why I want to buy a property that looks that way. You guys all probably were scared. Did you guys get scared like, holy crap, why would you buy that property? I promise you it's a gold mine, right? This goes back just to the first rule of real estate. Location, location, location. You guys have all heard that. By the way, I know we just had 3 or 4 more people book a call with my advisor. I want to impact your life. Just for clarity, what I'm looking to do is I don't want to just teach you shit. I want to create business partners with you guys. Period. End of story. I want to buy the very next apartment building. The very next one, I want to buy it with you guys. I want you to be owners with me. You guys understand what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to create a community that brings everyone up, not just me. And I want partners. That is why I want you a part of my community, so I can make a massive impact on you. I need to change a lot of the way you guys think, right? You guys think broken. Maybe it's how you were raised. Maybe it's the experiences you went through. I need to help break some of this, because unless you were sitting here rich as shit and you're just bored, which is not the fact, then you guys need to make more money and you need to build more wealth. And I want to be a partner to you guys, but I'm only willing to do that with those that are in my community. So again, if I'm hitting a chord with you guys and you've stayed on for an hour, all of you, then book a call. You will at least, at minimum, leave the call better off than you started, with some great pieces of advice. But I'll tell you, I need to bring people into my world because I need more business partners. So I'm going to get more to this deal. Where'd it go? There it is. And so here's the data. Purchase price, $260. Now remember, you can get 20% down. Now I'm going to go raise all of this. Total investment, I'm going to go raise $1.1 million. Okay. But in the model I told you earlier, there are lenders that will do, 80% of the purchase price, which is $260. So you really need to only bring in like 60 grand for your 20% down, right? That is a doable number. 60 grand is a doable number. Renovations, they will, 650. So it's roughly 162,000 that you'll need. So you'll need $220,000, let's call it, to buy and renovate this whole deal that is going to be worth 1.1 million. That is what you're really going to need, right? That's it. 220,000, and you'll be able to buy it and renovate it and make it a $1.1 million property. Now, the end valuation is higher. The end valuation is going to be, we're being conservative, 1.4, probably closer to 1.6. Here are all the numbers: monthly gross rents, net operating income, take the loan out every year, projected cash flow, $121,000 a year. Who would love to go out and raise 200 grand, and for the next eternity, you are making $121,000 a year? In the comments below, who would love that? Let me know, because this is the power. And by the way, if you are in my position and you're raising all the money, then that's what's called an infinite return. Now, you guys remember me talking to you about the BRRRR model: buy it, rehab it, rent it, refinance. All of my investors on this deal are going to be taken out when I refinance the money. Their cash is going to be back in their pocket, and they've earned equity all along the way. So I've given them 10% interest all along this journey, and I'm going to give them equity piece when I refi their money out. So not only do they get their money back, but they also get equity into the property. This is how you're able to raise money. So investment minimums is what I told people. I said, hey, $25,000 minimum, 10% interest. If you do 100K or above, you'll get the interest plus the ownership, just what I showed. Now, I built these slides because I had a handful of people who were interested. So I just said, here's the general gist. This is what it looks like. If you're interested, great. If you're not, great. No big deal. There was no selling involved, none. And I had 4 people say, hey, I'm in for 6 figures, and some multiple 6 figures. I didn't sell it. I didn't beg for it. I just gave an opportunity. If you understand that everyone else wants to be a part of real estate and that they are also looking to build the wealth, it is really easy to go raise capital. But first, you have to have the deal. So I go back to what I asked you guys before. Who here just even needs to find the deal? I would love to see that in comments below. Who here just needs, man, this is great too, but I just even need to go get a deal. Like, where do I get the deal? Me, I do. I get it, right? Like, there's more than just raising money. Of course, there's raising money, but there's more than that. Like, there is an actual system and a process to find the deal. How do you market? What kind of agent outreach? What kind of investor outreach? What lists are you pulling? Are you calling? Are you doing online marketing? Do you have a website? Are they form filling? There's a lot. Do you guys feel like you've been watching YouTube videos, you've been listening to podcasts, and you feel inundated like you're drinking from a fire hose? Did anyone on here feel that way? Like, oh my God, I'm always shiny object syndrome, and someone says something on YouTube and I'm watching YouTube late at night and don't really know any type of real strategy or process because everyone's kind of saying something different. No one? No one's going through that? No one's going through that confusion? Fire hose syndrome, Michael. Yeah, I get that. So I can teach all of you this, but I need the 5 laws of success to be true to you. Okay? You really need to resonate with the 5 laws of success. Decide what you want and who you need to be, get it. Because if you want to make more money, then who do you need to be to make more money? You need to commit to that. Are you committed, or are you just one of those people on the couch watching Netflix all night and you're not really committed? Number 3, take massive action. Do you take action? The people who have already booked calls, they are action takers. Period. End of story. For all, I applaud you, Michael, Gio. I think there were several others. I applaud you. You're actually action takers. You actually do something, even if it doesn't become the right fit. You're doing something that you normally wouldn't do to try to get a result you're not currently getting. Good for you. I applaud you. Number 4 is you need to be extremely uncomfortable. Again, I applaud all those people that booked calls, because you're doing something that is outside what you normally would do. It's going to make you uncomfortable. And then lastly, don't have any time expectation on the result you're going to achieve. You can go raise tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't even know how much I've raised over time at this point. I probably should. But like just this apartment was 1.1. I did a 79 unit build development in Mesa, Arizona. The land itself was 3 million. The vertical was about 9 million. I mean, I've raised tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. So I encourage you, I implore you, get out of your own way. Who cares about the criticism? Who cares about the judgment? People need to know who you are, what you do, and what you're looking for. You have your inner circle, you have your outer circle, and you have your social circle. If you need to have a better system, process, strategy to find the deal, to analyze the deal, who's here is having trouble analyzing the deal properly? Probably most of you. Fund the deal and then exit the deal. Book a call. I'm telling you to book a call. Long-time executive of mine, long-time advisor. He will help you more than you know. Understanding how to properly run comps is one of the hardest things for people to do these days. Most people are messing this up terribly. We have 8 calls a week during our community that we are going over how to run comps almost every single call. Very engaging, very interactive. Have the conversation with Blaine. I know it's getting late on the East Coast. I appreciate all of you. The link is in the comments below. Do yourself a service. Just get on a call. Ask the questions you need to ask. How can I start up if I graduate and have no credit? Gio, you don't need credit. You don't need your own cash. Blaine will answer those questions. You just got to go. Decide what you want, who you need to be at, commit, and take action. Cool. And by the way, here's what I'll even do. I will make this as reasonable financially as you can. I will even, if you guys are committed, I will even offer up to a 20% discount. But I want the real people. I will offer up to a 20% discount because I'm asking you to do something that gets you outside your comfort zone, that is showing your commitment level, that is making you take action. Book a call, and I'm going to tell Blaine you can offer up to a 20% discount for the right people. Cynthia, this was a good one. You got here late, but it was a good one. There is a link here, Cynthia. Book a call with Blaine. I appreciate you guys. I've never really offered that 20% discount before, so you might want to take me up on that. Book that call. I appreciate you. Enjoy your evening.